Well, here's somebody who likes to upset the natural pecking order. It's John Gaunt.
I'll scramble your brains. Oh, come on.
We're going to start with that serious story again.
We are. I mean, the
Sun.
Yeah, the Sun exclusive today. The interview with the copper, of course, who's been blinded in both eyes by Moat. And he says, motor hero, this is no film. He was evil. This is in reaction, I suppose, to the Facebook, which has got over 20,000 people now who have signed there, saying rest in peace, etc. The shrine that's been made to him as well, where he was gunned down, well, he gunned himself down, should I say. It's just interesting to hear the words of PC David Rathband. He says, the people who call him a legend and a hero need to look up the definition of these words because they've got it wrong. A hero is someone who's faced terrible circumstance and come out for the better, or who has made an incredible contribution to society. He then says it's people who have suffered with cancer, it's our forces on the front line in Afghanistan, and he's completely right, of course. I'm all for free speech and freedom of expression, and social networking sites are great, but there is something really, really odd, perverted and sick, in my opinion, about people who would like to say that, you know, this guy got it right. And also, almost, if you look at some of those messages, they're almost legitimise, well, not almost, they are legitimising domestic violence. Because they somehow think, because his ex-girlfriend or ex-partner said she'd now shacked up with some other fella, that gave this guy the absolute right to come out of prison and hurt her or kill her or attempt to kill her. I mean, what kind of warped mind is this? And this is very, very worrying because domestic violence is still not taken seriously, and there's big questions to be asked as well. Why didn't Northumbria Police give this woman much more protection? And I hope that within all this nonsense about did they use the right laser gun and a taser gun, was it tested, etc., 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 we actually get back to the nub of this, which is why was this madman allowed out of prison and why wasn't the woman given proper protection? I'll tell you why, Colin, because domestic violence is still not taken seriously in this country. Despite all these allegations against Mel Gibson in the papers as well at the moment, we don't take it seriously and it's wrong.
Yeah, well, I think we can agree, certainly, can't we, that people aren't necessarily always thinking straight about Raoul Moat. No, it does seem that if you're a celebrity, even one from fairly iniquitous circumstances, you get... It sort of trumps everything else, doesn't
it? Well, it was even on the night when, you know, Sky and News 24 were covering it, you know, and people coming out, they just wanted to be on telly. I found it bizarre. You know, it was great, the coverage, don't get me wrong, but why would people want to come out to get on the camera?
All right.
Sick.
Daily Star.
Yeah, well, this ties in a way with what we've just been saying. Brits live in fear of yobs. We are the lout capital of Europe. And evidently, we would all now just walk on by rather than getting involved. Well, clearly, because if we do get involved and we dare to clip somebody around the ear if they're young yobbos...
We get this story every other month, don't we, John?
We do.
1 month it's saying, actually, we don't walk on by, we are prepared to have a go, and next, months later, it's we're not.
Well, that's true, but this says just 30% of people would step in if they ever saw a group of 14-year-olds trashing a bus stop, compared with nearly half of those in the rest of Europe. I mean, what we've lost is a sense of community. That's basically what it's trying to say.
And in some places.
In some places, yeah, not in countryside so much. What they're actually saying is maybe they need to make park keepers, what's it here? It says park keepers, street cleaners and teachers to tackle the louts, to actually get involved with the police. Well, the only way you're going to do that is by having more proper police on the beat, and we're going to have 35,000 of them cut, of course, to pay for the mistakes of Gordon Brown and the bankers, which we'll go on to
I'm not sure about the idea of giving park keepers certain powers. You can't legislate for bravery, can you, or goodwill?
I think there's a lack of respect, isn't there? Because, you know, in days gone by, the young people, if you turn around and said, you know, actually don't do that, they'd listen. But I think a lot of the time these days...
Tell you to F off, wouldn't they?
Well, they know their rights. They know their rights.
They know their rights, but not their responsibilities. It comes down to parenting as well, doesn't it? Most of the parents don't actually know where these little toe rags are of an evening.
Don't get me started on parenting, John.
Oh, well, that's your thing. I've read your blog. Read his blog about parenting. It's very good on the Sky website.
Talk to me about the Daily Mail.
Yeah, well, I mean, this is great. £65,000. That's what the UK's real debt costs every single one of us. This is tied in with another story. Credit card companies are putting up their rates incredibly at the moment. You're going to find it hard to get a mortgage. Self-cert mortgages are going to disappear. And the people who are, you know, the architects of this mess that we're in seem to have got away scot-free. I mean, underneath this, there's a double-dip slump will mean pay pain. They're talking about restructuring the banks again. But it seems to me that the bankers have got away with it. They're still getting their bonuses. We've also got Labour fighting each other and fighting their way to the front of Waterstones to get their books on sale. And Gordon Brown, Wally, where is Wally? He's disappeared. Meanwhile, ordinary people are going to feel the pain. So many people are going to lose their jobs in the next few months, Colin. And I don't think it's actually come home to people yet, just how bad it's going to get.
I thought you were going to draw attention to the second story, the bottom half of the page. Double-dip slump will mean pay. Yeah. There's a genuine feeling now, isn't there, amongst people, that this idea of this notional idea, and it's only been an idea so far, of a double-dip recession, is actually
more and more people. They're softening us up to it now, aren't they? They said it wasn't going to happen. Now there's many more stories saying it is going to happen.
Other countries too.
Yeah, terrible.
Also, in the Sun.
Yeah, this is Webb. That was reffing hard final. What
it's his birthday today,
headline. Oh, God. Congratulations to him. I feel a bit sorry for him, actually. Kojak of the refereeing world here. He went over there to referee the match, and some people are saying, look, 13 yellow cards and 1 red card, he was too harsh. Others are saying he should have sent off De Jong straight away. It was the showpiece final that wasn't a showpiece, let's face it. Spain were the best team, but Holland played as if they were wrestlers. And I feel sorry for Howard Webb. I think he did as best as he could under those circumstances, and he certainly put a lot more effort into it than our football players.
He really asserted himself, actually. He's not a small guy, isn't he? He sort of was right there in their faces.
He just looks to me like a true Englishman. And also, I like the way his wife said, what, look after the World Cup final, he can't even control our kids, which I thought was a great line.
Speaking of kids, it's a lovely picture you've picked out for us finally to end on in the... Is it the Telegraph?
It's the Telegraph, this. Yeah. This is Yawning Street, which is a good headline as well. It's St Hilda's Junior School in Westcliff-on-Sea. They went to number 10. And it's a beautiful picture of little kids with their hats on the straw boaters, but it's the little girl on the left who's standing there, bored out of her you-know-what, and she's yawning. And it kind of, for me, it's a picture of innocence and everything else, but it's also a statement about what we think about politics at the moment. To me, it just cheered me up. I think it's a lovely photo. It is in some of the other newspapers as well, but that is a cracking picture in the Daily Telegraph.
If you're a parent from St Hilda's Junior School, Westcliff-on-Sea in Southend, get yourself a copy of that picture.
Yeah, but the question is,
grown up,
would you be pleased with that or would you be embarrassed? I think you'd be pleased. I've got this lovely picture of my daughter Bethany, I must tell you. Big school photo, you know the big long ones? And for some reason that day, she's about 5, she went in red Wellingtons. So the whole of the school is perfect. And I said to Lisa, where's Bethany? She said, look for the red wellies. And now she's 10 years older, we still take the mickey, because there she's at the front with red wellies on and all the rest are really smart. There's those cute moments of childhood, you know?
Doing anything to get attention. It's clearly family trait.
After a dad.
John Galt, thanks very much.
Thank you.
Top stories on Sunrise are looking like this morning. David Buick, thank you both very much indeed. Your email's most welcome, news@sky.com. Of course, Jackie's here with a taster of the sport.
Yeah, we're going to be talking about the Open. All the pre-tournament talk is about Tiger Woods, but Northern Ireland's Rory McIlroy is very confident about his chances of success at this year's Open, which starts tomorrow morning. The 21-year-old is the second off the pace.
Thanks, Jackie. John Gaunt was our paper reviewer this morning. He was as incendiary as ever. And Charlotte's been trying to fight off the emails.
Yeah, he was talking about whether we should ban the burqa. France has just voted to ban it. Tony Goncalves says it's demeaning and degrading and it removes free will from women. Thomas Fanning says, I fully agree with the French. I find it demeaning and we should ban it as well, but we won't. Jaden King, though, says, I don't see anyone making a good argument for banning the burqa. And he says, no, John Gaunt, it's not a national security issue. Ian Johnson says, I wish everyone could get along. It's only going to annoy certain people. And Paul Harrison has a suggestion. He says, I tell you what, let's ban kilts. Men going around in skirts showing their knees, it's disgusting. And a quick one on this chicken and egg debate that we thought we'd settled with this new scientific research. Yes. John in Basildon says, if the chicken laid the egg, then how did the first chicken get there?
You were going to get it. You go round and round and round.
It's never ending.
It evolved from something else.
Thank you. Yes. Says a committed Christian.
Oh, yeah.
Jackie, thanks very much. Isabel, talk about the weather.
Well, I mean, low pressure today. It's such a different weather situation to last week, isn't it? Last week, all the heat, sunshine, everyone was happy. Jackie was happy. Charlotte happy. This week, everyone's moaning at me. Let's take a look at the weather, shall we?
Over the north of Beijing.
Very much indeed. Jared Tubb there. Now, Charlotte's here with the rest of the day's news. Charlotte.
Thanks, Colin. Questions are being raised over the mission in Afghanistan. It's been revealed that a senior British Army officer was among 3 British troops murdered by a rogue Afghan soldier. The company commander was shot dead in his sleeping quarters at a base in Helmand province. The Taliban say the gunman is now under their protection. But the incident's prompted questions this morning about some of the coalition's key aims in Afghanistan. Simon Newton has this report.
They live, fight...
Holly Williams in Beijing, thank you. Now, it's been a mystery for years, but scientists believe they've now cracked it, and they say the chicken did come before the egg. Researchers have found that the hard shell of an egg can only be made by a protein found inside a chicken's ovaries, and they say that's proof that to get an egg, it has to have existed inside a chicken, so therefore that had to come first. All settled.
You've put the fox in the hen coop with that story. Loads of emails.
Lots of emails saying, actually, where did the chicken come from in that case? And other people saying, dinosaurs laid eggs, therefore the egg came before. Yeah, it gets very complicated.
On it goes. Thanks very much, Charlotte. Now, we can bring you a look at what's on the front of the paper. Very much indeed. Gerard Tubb there in Newcastle. Let's bring you the rest of the day's news now. Charlotte's here.
Thanks, Colin. It's been revealed that a senior British Army officer was among 3 British troops murdered by a rogue Afghan soldier. The company commander was shot dead in his sleeping...
This morning I've run out of adequate chicken puns.
You did really well, though.
It scrambled my mind, somebody said in my ear. That's pretty good, actually. Charlotte, thanks very much indeed. Now, police are to resume their search...
on MGM HD.
You're watching Sky News, and this is the live desk. Afghan attack. Strategy questioned as...